Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. My name's Chris and it's fantastic to have you back with us for another video, and going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to talk through some projects that I am personally invested in the crypto space and sort of explain my reasoning as to why I've made these investments. Because, I talk an awful lot on, Patreon member AMAs that we do twice a week. I talk in the Discord and, on the podcast channel about, investments and considering where you kind of feel the world's heading and, looking for projects with great utility, tech teams that are phenomenal, that, have a real big, important place in the world in the future. And I want to sort of go through just some of them, not all of them, and give my take on it. And I'm really interested to get people's opinions in the comments below as to whether you align with my thoughts or, if not, what are your thoughts on these projects and, where do you see them being in the future? Give us some price predictions in the comments. If you enjoy this sort of content, mash up the like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, tapping that bell, selecting all the notifications so you never miss a video. Right, let's get down to the desktop. So we're going to start with the first one, and it should be an obvious one to people that watch the channel a lot already, but perhaps you're new here and you're trying to figure out what projects to research and invest in. And I hope that this video brings some good sort of context as to why I've personally made investments in these projects. So the first one is Cardano, which is a layer one project on the blockchain. It's a really interesting project that I think is going to do really, really well. It's slow in the respect of building and getting to market, and this is mainly because of the approach that they've got, which is a peer-reviewed approach, and I think this is the right approach to have. We have seen many projects like Solana being rushed to market and have had nothing but problems, lots of downtime and that side of things. And we've seen similar things in the early days for Ethereum. And, fixing or upgrading things has, sometimes some negative effects on the code and causes, more problems than it, fixes. And what I like about Cardano is that they've thought ahead of time and made sure that those sort of scenarios don't happen. The technology is immense and it's future proof, and that is something that I think a lot of these other projects haven't had the right approach in their development for, and could hinder them in the long term. And lots of people have come out with misleading information about it being a ghost chain and all that sort of stuff, but the amount of development that goes on this ecosystem is phenomenal. One of the top ones for development on most weeks that I've been looking at when it comes to commits. And commits are basically the upgrades and updates that have been happening in the background, right, that have been posted. So Cardano, layer one project, many fantastic projects building on Cardano. Again, seen some fantastic growth in their total value locked, which is a really positive sign for the future. So that's the first and most obvious one on this list that I really wanted to sort of cover from the get-go. So let me know your thoughts and opinions on Cardano. It's currently 37 cents 65, up 3.41% at the time of recording. Moving on, and this will be a project that some may be aware of, and the vast majority of people will not even have a clue that this project exists yet. Super early, want to be really clear on that. So much higher risk than say Cardano, in my opinion, but it is a project that I think is very important to future proofing what I expect to see in the real world. So I want to talk a little bit about how I vision the world, the real world, that is, and I guess where some of these projects sort of fit into that, right? And For me, the first thing that I would say is I think artificial intelligence and machine learning are going to have a very prominent role to play in the real world, right? And this, is on many different, I guess, many different forms, right? So you've got like cars, I think, will be self-driven, and we've seen elements of that already with developments with Tesla and various others. I think that you're going to have more chatbots like ChatGPT and various others. And I think that the emergence of Web3, blockchain, rails, payments, all this sort of stuff is really eating into this narrative. And Nick and myself have been really bullish on artificial intelligence, for a very long time. We were talking about the likes of SingularityNET. I think it was our 4th ever video talking about how powerful that was going to be in the future. And I think the world has finally caught up with, Nick and myself's thoughts on artificial intelligence and its role in the real world. So we're seeing some real bullish movements when it comes to artificial intelligence and machine learning projects. But don't be fooled. There will be lots of projects that come out that using the buzzword artificial intelligence and machine learning that really are just not that good at all. It's very expensive to do a decent artificial intelligence and machine learning project. So, look for solid teams, check out the investments that are being made in these projects and so forth. But this is a project called 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗀, which is going to be a sidechain on Cardano. Cardano, which was the first project, and part of the reason why I brought it up first was we could then revert back to talking about it with some of these other projects. I think that Cardano is going to be the chain for artificial intelligence, and they have a fantastic relationship with SingularityNET. Now, 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗀 is going to be a sidechain that scales the AI on the blockchain Cardano, right? So this for me is going to be huge. Again, it's a project that is through the SingularityNET ecosystem. So, the likes of Dr. 𝗕𝗀𝗀𝗃𝗀 are involved in this project, and many others involved with SingularityNET. Now, this was a project that we offered our community the opportunity to get into seed round and private round sales for this particular project. I can't remember the price, but it was like 1 or 2 cent a coin. And from when it went live, it did over 70 times that, at the get-go, right? And even if you didn't catch somewhere near the top, if you were looking to sell, you're still in good profit now. And we'll come on to that here. So the current price is 0.2813, up 1.63% in the last 24 hours. Now, if we go all charts, we can see that, here it was up at like 47 cents. It actually went much higher than that on certain exchanges. I think it actually went above $1 like on one exchange, I think MEXC. So look, I think that this is a huge opportunity, one to definitely go do your research on. Let me know your thoughts and opinions. Moving on, and we're going to look at SingularityNET. Again, this is kind of the OG project. I think that this project will sit sort of underneath the project 𝗕𝗪𝗪𝗀𝗃 and another one which I'll come on to in the moment. And this one again is just like an AI. It's an AI marketplace. Fantastic. Really do encourage people to dig into this project. It's one Nick and myself have been involved in for a number of years now. It's currently at 0.3117, down 0.38% at the time of recording. Again, a great project, in my opinion, one that's very, very important and definitely necessary in the future world of artificial intelligence and machine learning, in my opinion. Moving on, and we've got Sophiaverse. Now, this is a really interesting project, and I think this is going to be maybe the main one under the SingularityNET ecosystem. Don't quote me on it, but it could very well be. And I think it sits alongside hypercycle in its importance, right? And this one for me is going to be what generates a lot of engagement with communities and people being able to utilize this open source technology that is really expensive and unobtainable to the masses, right? And I think this project is definitely going to open that corridor up, and off the back of it is going to increase the ability of Sophia. And I think this is going to be a very remarkable project, and I'm not even doing it justice by talking about it in this limited capacity. I'd expect people to go do some research on this project. If there's a project that I talk about in this video that I think that people should go do research on, it would definitely be this one and hypercycle. The others are more well known, but these are two projects that I think are phenomenal and have a very important place within the space. So look, there's more information in our Discord. Obviously, we did the private sales and stuff, so you've got like all the pitch decks and white paper and all the information you could possibly need is in there. I've done some write-ups on this one as well, and some video content. We've had one of the founders, David Hansen from Hansen Robotics, also talk through the Sophiaverse and what this one's going to do. The other thing that I would add is with Metaverse, there is a lot of issues. If you take a look at Decentraland, there's not many people sort of walking around, not a lot going on. I think this project could potentially help with stuff like that, with AI avatars in metaverse games and stuff like that. Is something that I could see happening in the future, and many metaverse games could benefit from the technology from Sophiaverse. So yeah, one to definitely dig into and do your research on, and don't come to me complaining when you realize that I was bang on with this one and it goes on to do really well. I am being as clear and as concise as I can be as to go do some bloody research on these projects, or you may miss out. And don't just invest because I'm passionate and confident on these projects. Invest because you've researched it and it resonates with you. I'm not a financial advisor. I treat this as educational purposes only. Go away, do your own research. There's no substitute for it, and none of these are endorsed by any of these projects that I'm talking about. I just want to be really clear on that. These are my own words, my own opinions. There's no scripts or anything like that, and you can probably tell by all the ums and ahs. So the next one here is Nuna, and again, this is a project that I got involved in at C Round, I think. It's again under the SingularityNET ecosystem. Nuna is a global economy of decentralized computing. We're gonna need this in the future world. Computing power is going to be of the essence, and I think this project's got a huge place in that space, right? So yeah, definitely go look at this one again. This one is up 7.47% in the last 24 hours at 0.04232. I think this is a fantastic project and definitely worth spending the time to research it. Moving on, and we have got XRP. Now, I need to be really clear. Like, I'm a big fan of XRP and everything that Ripple are doing. I do think that it is going to be that one project that does very, very well. I'm not going to talk about prices that I have expectations for. I'm not going to talk about prices that others have expectations for. But when payment systems are understood, and the vast majority of people don't understand them, and I'm talking about traditional banking here. There is a real big use case for this particular altcoin, and I think that it will be successful because I don't think there's anything else that can compete. Seeing Ripple's expansion, even though they're under the the lawsuit with the SEC, has just been amazing, and I think that this one is one that's going to go on to do really, really well. Let me know your thoughts and opinions. And this one is up 0.09% at the time of recording at 0.473. Again, definitely worth doing some research on it. If you live in a box, never heard of it, then I don't know where you've been, but go research it. Moving on, and we've got Chainlink. Now, I think Chainlink is an obvious one. I don't think it's going to be budged by any other oracle. I think that, you know, gaming, you need oracles. Real world needs oracles. Online world needs oracles. Everybody needs bloody oracles. And I don't think there is one that is better. And I look at, you know, first mover advantage, and I normally take that with a pinch of salt. What I would say is, you know, most companies only move away if there's a problem. There are no problems with Chainlink. You know, recently introduced staking. Again, I think that is another bonus when it comes to the Chainlink, and again has a bearing on how well it's going to perform in the next bull cycle. I think it's going to do really, really well. Let me know your thoughts and opinions. And this one is up 1.95% at the time of recording at $6.49. Again, I think that is a bargain, but you might get cheaper prices. It's just my opinion. Everyone has one. They're like ourselves. Right, let's get to the final one. And I do have to say, I can't do a video like this without including VeChain. I've seen some very misleading articles, you know, in my time, and you know, I would encourage people, regardless of projects, you know, VeChain or any other, to make sure that you fact check some of the media, not just the influencers. I talk about influencers all the time, but you know, we still also need to fact check articles as well, because some of them are pulling some of this stuff out of their arse. There's huge adoption for VeChain. They are doing some phenomenal things in the real world. And why do I look at VeChain as one that I think has a huge role to play in the world? Mainly logistics and you know, it says bolstering trust here. I think that is a very key part of it for me. Lots of fraudulent activity, fake alcohol pose huge risks. Carbon credits and scores. Again, I think VeChain can own that as a sector, which I think is going to be a massive sector. You know, fake T-shirts, clothing, food, all these problems that we have in the real world, VeChain solves with their, you know, SaaS options that are available. And we're going to be, you know, using some technology and hopefully demonstrate some of this in the future. So yeah, look, one to definitely dig into. It's far more than logistics. It's far more than just NFTs. It's a layer one protocol that can do everything that all the other layer one protocols can do: cheap, scalable, and very fast. So yeah, look, it's a 5-star rated blockchain for a reason. It's up 4.41% at the time of recording at 0.02026. Again, phenomenal project, super excited about it, and yeah, I think it's going to do really well in the future. I am very much of the opinion that everything will be tokenized, everything will be on the blockchain, and there will be many winners in this space. I have a fairly big size portfolio covering a very diverse range of different projects. If you enjoyed this video and my rationale as to why I'm investing in some of these projects, and you would like to see some more projects and some more reasons why I am investing in those projects, let me know in the comments below. Mash up that like button. If we can get 1,000 likes, I will definitely do another one of these and perhaps go into even more detail, and maybe I'll break down these ones even further and go into even more detail on these ones. Look, I'll be driven by what you want, so let me know in the comments below. I want this to be a really interactive video where you let me know whether you agree with my rationale as to why I should be investing in these ones or not. And you know, if you don't agree, let me know why. Be constructive. Let's have, you know, a meaningful approach that, you know, could potentially change my mindset, or maybe what I've you know, detailed in this video is changing your mindset. But you know, let me know. If you enjoyed it, mash up that like button, subscribe so you don't miss any of these fantastic videos, and join us in the Discord. You won't regret it. It's free to join, link in the description. Take care, and I'll catch you in the next one.